Storytime. The Legend of the Mosquito. There once was a deeply loving couple who promised each other that no matter what happened, they would never be apart. They even swore that if one of them died, the other would follow so they could stay together in the afterlife. Not long after that vow, the young wife suddenly passed away. The husband was heartbroken beyond words. Several times he tried to take his own life to follow her, but his family kept stopping him. Right before her funeral, a wandering Taoist priest came by and told the husband that he knew a way to bring the dead back to life, a method that had worked for many people. He said it wasn't too hard, but it required courage and patience. Every day, the husband had to hold the wife's body close 3 times and warm her with his own breath and body heat. If he did this continuously for 3 months and 10 days, she would come back to life. Grateful and hopeful, the husband did exactly what he was told. Day after day, he held her cold body tightly, trying to give her warmth and life again. But after 3 days, the smell of the corpse spread throughout the village. People couldn't stand it. They forced him to bury her immediately. With no choice, the husband asked the villagers to help him build a bamboo raft so he could take his wife far away. They agreed, and after half a day, he set off with her body down the river, continuing his mission. The raft drifted downstream for days. The husband never stopped holding her. Her body looked almost as if she was only sleeping, giving him hope. One day, while gathering firewood, he met an old man wandering alone in the wilderness. The old man's appearance was calm and pure, unlike any ordinary person. Realizing that this must be someone divine, the husband quickly knelt down and told him everything, begging him to save his wife. The old man, who was actually the Buddha, followed him to the raft. He told the husband to prick his finger and let 3 drops of blood fall into his wife's mouth. Miraculously, she moved her lips and slowly sat up as if waking from a dream. Before leaving, the Buddha asked the wife, "Your husband gave you 3 drops of his own blood so you could live again. Do you love him?" The wife swore that she did. The Buddha said, "If one day you no longer love him, simply return the 3 drops of blood to him." Then, seeing they wished to return home quickly, the Buddha summoned a giant crocodile to carry them across the river. Halfway through the journey, the crocodile got hungry and asked the couple to rest on shore while it hunted for food. The couple went to a small roadside inn to eat. At the inn was a wealthy merchant who couldn't take his eyes off the wife's beauty. Lusting after her, he slowly approached, pretending to show her silk and jewelry, trying to flirt and lure her onto his boat. The husband, not interested in the merchant at all, finished eating and took his wife to the riverside to wait for the crocodile. They sat under a tree, talked for a while, and eventually fell asleep, unaware that the merchant had secretly followed them. When he saw them sleeping, he quietly woke the wife and invited her to see more beautiful treasures on his nearby boat. Hearing this, the wife hesitated, then followed him. In seconds, his crew lifted the anchor and sailed away. When the crocodile returned and found only the husband sleeping there, it woke him. The husband panicked and accused the crocodile of eating his wife. To prove its innocence, the crocodile had him check inside its stomach, and of course, he found only fish bones and stones. Realizing the truth, he burst into tears. The crocodile, feeling sorry for him, carried him to chase after the merchant's boat. After asking around, they learned that a boat carrying a beautiful young woman had just passed by. They hurried after it. When the husband saw his wife on the merchant's boat, he cried out, "Please come back to me. I can't live without you." But the wife said coldly, "Go home. I've chosen someone else. Forgive me." She even handed him a bag of gold. "Take this. Think of me as someone who died long ago." Devastated, The husband threw the gold into the sea and went with the crocodile to find the Buddha again. After hearing everything, the Buddha ordered the crocodile to chase the merchant's boat once more, this time so the husband could reclaim his 3 drops of blood. When they caught up, the wife pricked her finger and returned the 3 drops. Right after that, she collapsed and died instantly. The merchant tried desperately to revive her, but it was no use. He eventually threw her body into the sea. By the Buddha's power, the woman transformed into a mosquito. Because she lacked blood, she forever had to sneak around sucking a little blood from everyone just to survive. Lessons learned. 1. Loyalty. The husband stayed faithful, even after his wife died. The wife was loyal at first, but greed and temptation made her betray him, and she paid the price. Lesson. True relationships must be built on loyalty. 2. Greed and temptation. The wife fell for material luxuries. The merchant let greed control him. Lesson. Greed destroys happiness and leads to painful consequences. 3. Forgiveness. Despite being betrayed, the husband still forgave his wife and wished to stay with her. Lesson. Forgiveness helps us heal, even when we're hurt deeply. 4. The origin of the mosquito. The story explains that mosquitoes came from the woman reborn after betraying her husband. They symbolize desire, temptation, and the consequences of greed.